welcome to Leap Taken. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And today I'm going to be talking about my practice, about being a cottage witch. I love talking about magic. I love talking about witchcraft. I love talking about all of it. But I also sometimes like to show. So a lot of the magic that I practice is built into my home. It's built into the decor. It's built into, the functionality of my home. That's part of my cottage witchery. So I wanted to share that. I wanted to share how that looks. If you've ever wanted to know what does that look like, especially honestly for someone like me, I may not look like what you consider a cottage witch. I might not present that way. I know right now, cottage core is still very popular. And that aesthetic is also likened to being a cottage witch or a house witch. And that's fine. I love that aesthetic too, by the way. I love it. And I like to sometimes bring in some of those elements. But mostly, for me, it's sort of my own personal style. If it comes across as cottage core, it's not intentional. I just happen to like stuff like that as well. But for me, it's more, I don't know. I like what I like. I know I'm still heavily influenced from farmhouse decor, but I'm getting away from that more and more. Um, and what you'll see in a few moments is basically me, just kind of showing you my recent Dollar Tree haul. I'm going to actually show you how I'm using some of the items that I purchased on that live that I did for the Dollar Tree haul, the most recent, if you're watching this video. I really was talking a lot about intentionality, being intentional about what you bring into your home. So this is where this video is going to explore that more. I am very intentional about the items. I joke that I'm very much a fan of Marie Kondo and her, does this spark joy? And I think about that when I have items in my home or when it's time to, mix things up or redecorate, or just change things or sometimes just get rid of things, right? Does it bring me joy? Why do I have it? What am I doing with this? Why is it here? Like it was exciting before, but it's not doing it for me anymore. I am willing to change things around, move things, change, things on the wall, whatever it takes, until, it sparks joy. But yeah, the thing I want you to keep in mind as you're looking at some of the images that I display is that everything has an intention for the most part. Even if initially when I purchased it, it didn't. I think I've kind of reframed the definition of why I still use this item or why it's being displayed. Sometimes when I say intention, just, it can be surface level. It doesn't have to be that deep. It can really just be about you saw something, you love the colors, and those colors remind you of a time, or it's pleasant to your eye and it just puts you at ease. That can be enough, that's energy. That's something you're getting from it. And it's something, that's why most people display art and things of that nature in their home decor. Hopefully it brings you a sense of joy, or peace, or it excites you. You feel something. That's what art does, right? It makes you feel something. That's why I struggle with the bland everything gray. I have been thinking about doing some dramatic color changes in my home because it is very gray for my taste, very gray and white. That was the aesthetic when they built the home. It was, hearkening to, Joanna Gaines and, fixer-upper-esque style. I remember that being a feature. And although technically I still love that style, I'm a colorful person and I need color in my life. So that's enough of that. Let's get into the images and, a little bit of my home. Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere one of the things that I wanted to keep going from Ostera is my abundance basket. That's that green basket right there. And I filled it with goodies that emanate abundance. Money abundance, wealth abundance, love abundance, abundance in all of those things. And yes, I do believe it's working. I wasn't ready to dismantle that yet, so I just put it over with my plants because I think that's the great place for it. Yes, so I wanted to also show a little bit of the area in my back of my home and how I'm transforming that. I spoke again on that live with my Dollar Tree haul. So I did spray those down with a sealant so that they were good to go for being outside. And again, it just to me brightened up that wall a little bit. And I'm also showing you here the solar lights. So they're out there as well. No night shots yet. But here's just a little bit of my little fairy village. By the way, I got all of that from Dollar Tree earlier this year. So check out your local Dollar Tree. They have some cute finds.
I just wanna make you mine so I can hold you, but you're taking your time. I got a little crush on you. Baby, say that you want me too. I got a little crush on you. Baby, say that you want me too. You know I'm watching the way you're moving. What you doing to me, baby? Stop playing with me. I know you want it. I can be all that you need. I see you tied with someone else, but that's fine. Oh, yeah. When you're with her, I'll be taking over your mind. Oh, you think that I'm gonna need some time to get to know you, but I've been waiting all night for you to come over. I just wanna make you mine so I can hold you, but you're taking your time. I got a little crush on you. Baby, say that you want me too. I got a little crush on you. Baby, say that you want me too. I got a little crush on you.
Being a cottage witch mostly for me means keeping a certain balance within my home. The purpose of doing that, I mean, a lot of witches do that. So why cottage witch? Because for me, it means when I keep a certain energy, when I feed my house spirits, when I acknowledge that my home has its own essence, its own spark, its own energy, that in turn helps me, the cottage witch, practice within the walls and around the property of the home. It lends energy to me. I have a level of protection. I have, aid. I have help, guidance at times. My wards are reinforced. My protections and things like that are reinforced. When I send things into the ethers, into the universe, my home assists with that, the energy of the home. Now, when I speak like this, please understand, my home doesn't actually speak, but I believe with any property, whether it's a property you live in, if there have been inhabitants of the home or the structure, I believe there's an energy signature left over by the residents. And also, I mean, quite frankly, if the builders, the energy around the neighborhood affects it. But after a while, over time, there's its own energy that comes into existence that sort of evolves after a period of time. So when you think of older homes specifically, you feel a certain energy when you walk in. I mean, some of us, even if you're not sure, it manifests in actual physical, reactions. If there's a chill, even though it's not chilly, it's the middle of summer, it's warm, but you feel like you walk in a room and there's a chill over you, or, you hear a hum. There's something present, but it's not physical, but you feel something. You're walking from room to room, and you feel like someone's like right behind you or right there. And 9 times out of 10, you are dealing with, potentially in that situation with older homes, there could be some, other paranormal activity occurring. But just the house itself, assuming that's not the issue, which I'm not talking about, by the way, the house itself has its own energy. It has its own energy signature after a time. It evolves. So for me, I live in new construction. So one of the wonderful things about being able to live in new construction is I sort of felt like I've helped bring the energy about. Now, I take pride in that, by the way. I like being able to feel like, take the energy of the home and bring life to it so that it's in a process of evolving. And that's what I feel like I've been doing for I had to count how many years I lived here. 3 or so years that I've been here now. I cannot believe I lived in Arizona for almost 3 years. Is that right? 1, 2, 23. Almost 4. Wait, is that right? 4 years? Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's new information for me. But yeah. So, and about that time, I've been the only person living here. People toured the place before I came to live. People came to view the property, but gratefully I got it. So I made the deal. But anyway, being a cottage witch, doing that, the energy, that I keep balance in the home, and how do I go about doing that? Purifications, cleansings, not every day, not all the time. You should be cleaning, yes, cleansing from a metaphysical point of view. No, you don't need to do that all the time and every day, as needed. Um, Refreshing the space. I work with the wheel of the year. The wheel of the year plays heavy in my practice as a cottage witch. So my decor, the energy that comes with the color choices, color magic, color theory, is a big part of things as well. Yes, me as the inhabitant, I look at everything and I feel some sort of way, but that's a good thing because once I have a certain emotion, whether it's feeling, like it's spring, we're going into summer. So, you'll see from the colors, I want bright colors, more bolder designs, blues, yellows, oranges, things that represent the light and fire element and all of that. Natural elements, plants and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, being a cottage witch means kind of being intentional about all of that. When I sit down at my working altar and I'm working within my home, I always feel protected. I don't have feelings of, oh, I'm doing the spell work and or I'm doing some divination. That would be the better way when I'm working with spirit. I am also been practicing for some time, but I also don't get scared ever really or spooked. Like nothing makes me feel uncomfortable. Now, right now, I, in every space has its own energy within a home as well. For instance, I'm in my room, for lack of better, this is my office. It's also my craft room, my witchy craft room. It's the place where I have my working altar and my actual work, computers and all that sort of stuff as well. I do my crafting, my Cricut machine, printers, and tarot. I conduct business in this room. So this is kind of a central place of where I'm at a good part of the day. This room itself is abuzz with magic. I have a little sign that says magic is afoot because it is. There's always magic. There are crystals everywhere. So much energy has been, raised in this room, grounded. There's been so much going on. And, that is the perk of being a cottage witch because I don't just have this room. I have my entire home that supports that. Most of the work's done here, but honestly, I feel comfortable going into my living room, sitting at my dining room table, working in the kitchen, doing kitchen magic, outside, front or back. I feel comfortable bathroom, bedroom I have an altar in my bathroom as well. More to come for that soon. But yeah, it's a privilege to be a cottage witch. The level of support that I have, I work with the Fae. They are consistently being sometimes, and I don't speak ill of the Fae, especially if you're working with them. Sometimes they can be a little too playful, but I have found a way to work with them. I honor them. I don't call on them to do much of anything, not very rarely. To me, they're just, again, yet another spirit within a home. Their energy outside, I've shown, hopefully, I believe by the time you see, yeah, I've shown the little Fae village that I set up. It's just a little small something something, and I probably will grow that even more. And then, of course, here in this space that I'm in now, I also have something on a wall, an elevated altar for them as well. So there's a place for them, and I feel that since I've done that, because for a minute things were getting a little crazy for a moment here. Things were kind of just disappearing and reappearing in places that I don't know that I put them in. I don't recall putting them in there. One thing maybe, okay, I'm forgetful, but after a while it was several things, and I was like, okay, something's up. So the trick, by the way, well, not really a trick, but the offering is just shiny trinkets, things of that nature. So pieces of jewelry maybe you don't wear anymore. Maybe you had an earring or necklace or something that, piece broke off, you can't wear it, but you have to jewel, that sort of stuff, necklaces, shiny, bright things, a couple crystals as well. So yeah, coins, shiny coins. I put that into a tin, so the top of a tin container, because that's shiny too. I put that up there, and I painted some pictures and everything else to kind showing like fairy houses, and put some faux flowers, dried flowers, excuse me, around there, so to entice them to go take a look. And so far so good, it worked. I did that, I think, last year, and I have not had any issues since then. It immediately stopped. So, not that I have to be proven, but I know it's real because everything just calmed down after that. They needed to be appeased. And, I was willing to do so, where I work with the energy, not against it. I'm not sure, when I do cleansing and the spiritual purification of the home, it is never to rid of what's existing. It's kind of anything that's building, festering. That's what I'm usually working on. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the cottage witchery side of things. Simple definition: I am a witch who practices with the assist of house spirits, the spirit of the home. I am someone who is very diligent about keeping the balance of my home from a metaphysical point of view, but it manifests in a physical way. And I do a lot of protection, kitchen magic, witchy self-care, intentional home decor. I would like to coin that phrase if it's not already been coined, intentional home decor. Gardening. I'm actually waiting to get a bigger purchase where I'm going to do sort of this vertical gardening. I think that's going to be great here in Arizona, and you can move it so I can put it in the sun and then put it under the canopy that I have an umbrella out back as well. But let you get back to the video.
Get a little crazy. You drag me through emotions. I know you're trying to play me, but I still feel some type of way around you. Every time you leave, I'm still thinking about you. And all these things between us make me a little crazy. You say that I'm gonna need some time to get to know you.
So thanks again for watching. I'm Mika. This is Leap Taken. Please don't forget to hit like or subscribe. Please share if you want to. And also consider hitting the join button to join Leap Taken membership. Head on over to leaptaken.com and check out the services that I offer. I built an entire practice. I took what I've read, what I've seen, what I've experienced, and what spirit and my ancestors have given to me, and I turned it into a tradition. And I would love to be able to share that with you. I would love to be able to help you realize your own tradition. Everyone's not a cottage, which I understand that. However, if you're interested in building something that's fulfilling, that sustains you, that's not just aesthetically pleasing, that's not just aesthetics, and you're just buying things and you're not getting a lot of fulfillment out of it. So I'm talking about building a practice, spirituality. Head on over there, look at some of the services that I offer, and I can definitely help you. And yes, as always, thanks again for watching. All right, bye-bye.